Well, we make it to the final destination here on Inferno, and now it's do or die for both these teams to see who is going to be taking their first season loss. Of course, it is Laz and Paladin to bring you that action for this third and final.
Excited to see if the Mythic can bounce back, but it's not going to be easy. This is Nouns' home turf. They've really created their identity off of this map and this map alone. Very curious to see what they can get done here. Hate just charging up through the A apps. And Hate's furiously going in Nouns' favor, but it all comes tumbling down. Hate and Cooper chime in. Enter this 3v2. Quite a difficult after plant for Nouns to be taken.
Look at this. They just run right in, too. They don't even care at all. They know the planter's there, so they take full advantage of it. And brings it back to the 2v2 now. No kit. So they have to move a little bit quickly now.
Oh!
bwills finds a beautiful shot onto Cooper. And Hate goes down with him. Oh my goodness. All right. That's a one way to win a pistol.
Nah, that's unreal. You shouldn't be dropping that Mythic, but credit to bwills. Huge shot on that pit player. And I just don't know how he converts it. I mean, that's just a sliver gap. He's got to hit that almost instantaneously. And if he misses it, then there's not going to be another fight offered up, you know? So huge stuff for Nouns to convert that. But with the bomb plant comes a buy. 3 Galils out on board. SMG on for Flom. They could try to be a little bit pacier here, but they're all helmets purchased up across all 5 individuals on the CT side. So won't be enough oomph even if they did decide to go for that. So they're going to actually slow the pace down here early. Cynic is going to just charge up Banana. It doesn't actually work out, but that's what Carson's for, man. Here for a good 2 kills back.
Yeah, some good work right there. I mean, I was a little bit surprised to see Cynic just playing that aggressive. I mean, it's a bit of a risky one because considering they didn't even know if it's going to be pistols or even a force-up, but nonetheless, I mean, they do have that advantage, and I'm going to call it a slight advantage. I mean, Carson's low. He does pick up that double, but Flash comes in for CJ.
Oh.
He's not able to make any use of it at all. This is just falling apart. Look at that. Even Carson whiffs the entire A4 clip. Doesn't make any sort of kill. Does a little bit of damage, but now bwills, you talked a lot about him. He found that, you know, big impact kill. He needs to find some impact here, but now he retreats. He's going to leave it. And now all this pressure's down to MarKE with a FAMAS out of all weapons in the world.
Oh, they spotted him as well. He does get one, but cannot get the insta-dink onto Hate as well. Sorry, onto Cooper. The truck lover does get this plant down. bwills' position is noted. Charging up the short side. Can actually negate out this pit player.
What on earth?
But he kind of gets lost in the sauce there and doesn't commit to a single fight. A lot of damage out of both those players, but at the end of the day, Mythic find a way to bounce back, and we spoke about it on Mirage, but when you lose that second round as a CT, your buy heading into the next gets so ugly. And especially on Inferno, it gets very difficult, especially if you're not able to get some early duels. It can turn ugly really fast. We know how volatile CT economy can be, but on Inferno, I mean, I'm sure everybody has heard, but it gets very ugly with the kind of saving that the CTs have to do so often.
Yeah, that's the one big negative thing here for the CT side is that economy, like you said. I mean, now that they lost that second round, I mean, they're going to be in a bit of a blunder for the save or the money situation. But I mean, they have been able to, you know, put up a big round in a disadvantage. I think that was on Anubis, but not looking like it right now because Mythic, they're just you know, taking names and taking the site too. And now the smokes come in. Bombs finally made its way into this, and I mean, there is 2 players close on by towards Arch and Library, but I just don't know if this is going to be enough.
No, I don't think it is. I think they should kind of just pack their bags. I really don't know why Cynic, in any sense of the word, bwills gets caught on the fade, and it's just Carson. So any bits and bobs that would be able to saved over is nullified completely. Mythic have essentially secured themselves a third round off the back of that. The Force by Wars comes to a very quick end.
Well, the force buy doesn't work out. I mean, Carson maybe gets a free kill here. No, his shoulder's over peaking. Flom. Perfect read on it. It's flawless here for the Mythic side, besides Flom going down to the bomb, but that's fine. We'll call it flawless in terms of no frags here for Nouns. But again, like you said, I mean, this, you know, when you lose that second round, I mean, look at the money situation. This sucks. Like, Nouns have to put pretty much no investment into this.
Yeah, and Cynic buys a scout for some reason. I don't really feel like this is the right decision,
I
but
don't think so either. Watch, he's going to get a kill. He's going to get a kill, and we're going to both be like, oh, okay.
but even if he does get the kill, right? I mean, you're not going to be winning a round with this gun, especially with no armor. But I mean, he makes a decision regardless, and it should be a free round in this B bomb site. Cynic will probably have some pot shots to throw with the scout through that CT smoke. But the nade doesn't do anything really. And package finally makes its way on over to the B bomb site. The plant should come in.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Carson!
Whoa!
Carson! Oh, my goodness. He
my.
actually runs in. The bomb's still down, though, so it hasn't been planted. This has actually saved them a little bit of time, giving them a little bit more room here. Cynic's close. He's trying to do a quick spam with that scout. He does get caught in the back of the leg, so now he's low. MarKE might be able to catch Truck Lover off guard. I think he might have just spotted the shoulder. I'm not sure. Truck Lover does clear it, but he doesn't realize this. MarKE's able to find this kill, so now things get a little weird. It's down to Cooper. Has to come up big with this clutch. It's all down to him. No kit. So time is dwindling here. MarKE desperate for the spam. He's just spamming through the smoke. He knows that Cooper's here, and I think this could be the done deal. And there it is. Mythic survive it some way and somehow.
Of course, Cynic gets the ever-important kill to bring it into 2v2 and causes so much distraction with that scout. But, again, I mean, he couldn't do much else beyond that, right? At that point, the weaponry is severely limited, especially he can't take that many aggressive duels if he doesn't have armor behind it. And so he has to take a huge risk, and he's got to pay the price in round number 5, MP9 for him instead of a rifle. But a lot of damage done. A lot of damage done for Nouns in that eco.
Yeah, it's absolutely big. I mean, I feel like that was, even though the round didn't go their way, I mean, the fact that they were able to get pretty much everything down to like a 1v1 situation. I mean, the money's looking pretty decent right now for Mythic, you know, all things considered, decent enough. But it's huge for Nouns just to kind of build that economy too for those kills. And they're doing some really good work right now, Paladin. I mean, the utility damage alone, look at this. This has caught 3 different players. Pretty much under, you know, 65 HP, which is nice. It's a little bit of softening up.
Yeah, it's been great, but at this point, they've taken all of Bracket's control. They haven't found any banana presence, but it doesn't matter because now they've actually been offered up a kill from Cynic. Tries to play ahead of that smoke. Huge pressure on MarKE and CJ, but CJ steps up big. 2 kills on short, and it allows MarKE to kind of breathe a little easier.
And he's still committing to this fight. Look at this. Peak after peak, and now he has put 3 kills for him, leaving it down to Hate. He's going to be able to find this kill. Never mind. No, he's not. CJ. Man. A rabbit out of the hat. There we go. Like we said, anybody on this team can do some big things. We saw that Cynic was popping off on map number 2. Now we're starting to see everybody, you know, step it up a little bit. Cynic's been a little bit more quiet on this one. But my God, CJ.
I mean, that first kill, it makes sense. He's on an off angle. But to commit and get the trades, the potential trade frag from Mythic, it's just unreal. And MarKE doesn't even have to bat an eye. He knows his sitemates got it locked down. Another buy down for Mythic. It's not as pretty as the previous. Mac 10 on Flom, Deagles on Truck Lover and Hate. But Freakazoid, more importantly, has gotten the ever-important entry boosted up on a half wall. But they're not actually going to go alongside that into the banana control. Instead, Nouns are going to have their own triple stack to fight for this banana control. Cooper is waiting with this AWP, and he gets greeted with the free frag onto CJ.
Well, bwills is kind of playing that little bit of a slight off angle from the sandbags, but he's got 4 players to worry about. They do have a molly that can flush him out here too. or at least make it a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more predictable for them to pre-fire this. And bwills does get the one, but it's no more than that. You can see Cynic, he's getting close if he can. He has no utility. This is all about him getting that A1S to land. Is he going to run through this? Of course he is, but he gets read like a book. And I think Mythic might have just gained themselves a 4th round.
A 4th round and potentially a 2-for-1 special. With MarKE having to save this gun, that's all that Nouns will have moving into the next. And again, a couple of weird heroics from Cynic in these last few rounds, and I mean, I'm harping on it just because it feels a little foolhardy. You know, I'd like for him to be a little bit more restrained. Maybe he's just feeling it off the back of that Mirage performance, but Inferno's a reset for the Mythic boys, and they've been seemingly able to punish everything Cynic has been throwing at them.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's sitting at about 2 and 6 right now, right? I mean, like that, like it doesn't paint the whole picture, of course, but I mean, if the fact is like, I mean, he was pushing almost 30 kills that second map, so he's definitely having a bit more of a, not the impact that we normally see, but again, like now this is where we can see some of the other players here from Nouns kind of shine up a little bit more. This might not be the round. I mean, it is MarKE just kind of, again, saving that M4 and just being the only M4. But again, look at the weird composition that works around him.
Yeah, now Cynic force buys into a Deagle and armor when the rest of the team saved. So I think 7 rounds in, I don't know if he's even had a single rifle purchase available to him. But I don't know, man. Perhaps some sort of internal issue causing him to make some aggressive decisions. I'm not exactly sure. I've just never seen something like this occur this often.
Well, I know we always kind of meme about it a little bit, you know, especially with Nouns. I mean, they do like their force buys, but it definitely seems like right now they've been just kind of going with these, I don't know if I'm going to call them unorthodox purchases, but it kind of feels like it. Just a little bit more questionable, I feel like, than what we normally see. Maybe they know something we don't, which is probably the case too, but it is just a little bit different right now. And Mythic, I mean, grouping up for the B hit, it is going to be down to Cynic and Carson. I mean, this is a Deagle with a USP and an HE. So, I mean, I'm hoping they've done some, you know, lucky stars or something here. Or got, you know, a lucky charm because they're going to need it. That's a good start. That's even a free AK here for Cynic. My God, is he going to be able to find another one? He will not, but at least he does some softening against Hate and also Freak.
Carson does get another, and he gets a second onto Cooper and Banana. I don't know how he gets that one. They've got a molly for the bomb, so they can stall out the Coffins plant. Smokes it up in CT so they can make the fountain plant, but that leaves MarKE to chime in. 10 seconds left on the clock. Truck Lover doesn't know where to look, spamming from CJ. But with 4 seconds left on the clock, I think he's already missed out on it. He's gotten one, but CJ is far away. An unlikely round for Nouns, and you've got to give credit to Carson. I don't know how he pulls those 2 kills forward.
That's insane. I mean, and again, Carson finding that double, but then the molly too. I mean, that perfect time placement. I mean, you could see that the plant was denied for Coffin, like you said. Then it was this, they had to commit to the back of Fountain, and that's where MarKE, he heard the timer going off. He knew that that player had to commit to that position, takes him out, and then they win it with the clock. I mean, that is huge.
And look what that does to the money. Again, a very awkward buy for Mythic. I feel like we've not had a proper full buy on full buy throughout this entire game. But this Deagle on Cooper, this Macton on Flom, it's already done damage. Trying to find a way to snap Nouns back. Early banana control. Cynic's ahead of that smoke, and finally the aggression pays off. Flom goes down early. Freak is looking for some sort of a trade back. Smoke comes in. Mythic want to take their resources elsewhere into brackets, but even that's mollied off, so here comes the flash in.
Yeah, this is big. I mean, now we can see Mythic, they do get that, you know, this bracket control. But, I mean, it is 3 Nouns players that are close on by. 3 players back into this site. Not much utility, though, left. I mean, Paladin, I mean, again, the only utility we see is, I think, CJ with that molly does already burn it for the apartments player. a good read because there is somebody lurking there. MarKE using a bit of a cheeky one-way. My goodness. No utility here for Mythic either.
Really stalled out now. I mean, try to find a flank on a Cooper. Cooper can't actually get it done. Freakazoid also goes down, so these kind of sneaky plays don't work out in Mythic's favor. They've kind of gotten stalled out here. Truck Lover, 4 HP in a dream, 15 seconds on the clock. I don't think he's going to even be able to save this. bwills hot on his heels. Equalizing round there for Nouns, and we're back in it. 4-4.
Well, I was thinking too, and I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, it was Cooper that, made it through Arch. He was just trying to lurk around. And I mean, there was a lot of pressure for him to find that kill. But I mean, that was a perfect read from Nouns. They kind of expected something. They took him out. He didn't even I don't even think he got a shot off there too. So finally we see a pause. I don't feel like we've had any this entire best of 3, but it all comes down to the third map to make the call. So it is going to be the first time what we see. I mean, we are back to the tie game situation. Money is... Money's not good for Mythic, but not terrible. But just not good.
Tough situation. And they will have to actually rescind any sort of a buy this time around. Pistols, and that's really it, And they're going to have a little bit of a nade stack on top of Banana. Nothing actually comes of it. And with that, they have to just give Banana control. They have no utility to fight back. Cynic does go a little aggressive, and Hate capitalizes in Boiler.
Oh.
Had an opportunity on a MarKE, but most important here is that he's retrieved the AWP. He can drop it on over to Cooper.
Oh, wow. bwills. That's beautiful work. I mean, takes down Cooper. He couldn't even see anything. MarKE, look at this position. He uses that smoke. He gets the high ground, and he's just becoming more of a problem. But hey, okay, he's got himself a triple right now. Another molly going to be thrown in just past the smoke. Bomb's going to go down. I don't think Truck does have a gun, so he's going to just look around as much as possible. But he does have the deagle. We talked a lot about that. I think that was Carson that's able to spot his leg, but a tough situation here, Paladin. Hate needs to be activated. He won't. Truck finally picks up the M4. Can he do this? A 1v2 will not be in the tea leaves. And there we go. Nouns, they're going to take this lead.
They found it. I mean, it was a little dicey there for just a second. MarKE being quite aggressive on top of that smoke, but it works out. Nouns still find their 5th. And now Mythic back out with the buy. No AWP for Cooper, but on a map like Inferno, I don't necessarily feel like you need too many cracks at it with that big green. But we've got to see a little bit of a change up here for Mythic. I feel like their playbook is getting stalled out here. And as soon as we get into that 35-second mark, they don't have any options. But that actually frees up a lot now that the AWP is off the table. Cynic goes down. bwills does trade, but look at all of this nade damage. I say that, but the Flom goes down to the Molly and Logs.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we were thinking, okay, they're a little quiet there, but no. You're going to get all that utility damage. Bomb drop now, too. MarKE just playing the most outrageous angle. Like, what is going on? This round is got to be the most awkward we've seen, I feel like, in the best of 3. I mean, this is just back and forth. People are in different positions, over peaking. And right now, Hate, he's got a bit of a read on this, but the timing's just off, and bwills, let's take full advantage of that one. Cooper now looking for the quad. Ain't gonna happen.
I don't know how they get out of that. I really don't. But
I don't understand that round. Like, I'm just digesting it.
It's just ridiculous, the kind of rounds that Nouns are getting away with. And these are the kind of rounds that I think that they were hoping to get away with on Anubis, but Mythic were just a little bit sharper in punishing. On Inferno, I mean, I think their individual skill can be flexed a little bit more. They're a little bit more aware of kind of the protocols and what angles are open when they swing. But another eco here for Mythic.
They do have the pistols, right? So, I mean, they are just going to, you know, not put too much of investment for this one. But, I mean, they caught Cynic off guard before. And, I mean, that was a couple rounds ago where Hate was able to find, I think that was the triple that he was able to get. But looks like Cynic, you know, going to play a little bit more passive on this one. He's not going to make that same mistake. Oh, that nade. Oh.
Chunky.
That's a big boy.
And they're just trying to wait to pounce on Cynic here. They've capitalized on it quite a number of times, but they actually just walk out. They don't flash it or anything. It gives free reign for Cynic to get pick up 2. Carson actually pushes down through the long side, and here's bwills in T steps. Smoked off. Pushes through, and maybe there was a world where, you know, he could have gotten that kill on the bwills, booked it on the B site, played that 1v2 out, but it doesn't work out. Mythic cannot break that 4-round streak. And Nouns are on to 7.
Well, I mean, for Team Mythic, I mean, this is a, you know, especially on their Inferno, I mean, it's about a 43.6% win rate on their T side. Not their best. But, you know, when you compare it to Nouns, I mean, they're pretty well rounded. I mean, their CT side is technically on paper their weaker side, but not by much. But the fact that we're seeing Nouns putting up some, you know, big leads like this is looking good for the for all those Nouns fans out there. And Banana Control seems to be the name of the game for the time being. Oh no, not again. Okay, Flom learned his lesson. We're good.
But how much utility has been expended by the T's there? It forces Cynic into a more aggressive stance, and he actually gets the spam through. Freakazoid down to 29. So finally, I mean, some Banana Control to write home about. They're just going to kind of conga line their way through. Nothing found for Freakazoid, and that propels Hate into the brackets duel. Nobody to help from long side gives him a lot of real estate. Look at the rotation that Nouns have to go through with. bwills and Cynic get pulled on over. Carson actually isn't aware of the gap that Flom had. And Mythic finally they have a 5th.
Yeah, they get into the site too, so I kind of feel like in this kind of a situation, I mean, it's a 3-on-5. I mean, they got to go for the save. They just can't afford to give these guns up. I mean, even Cynic, he's low, right? 10 HP. Not a lot of utility. I mean, double smokes, but, you know, the fact that bwills can stay alive with this gun, he could easily drop somebody. I mean, he's sitting at $4,900. But like you said, I mean, the fact that Flom had a bit of a gap in that smoke, I mean, that kind of was the icebreaker for them to get in that B site.
And now, I mean, Mythic's money is not the greatest. They should have enough in the chamber to produce another buy. But for Mythic, they should be thanking their lucky start. They finally were able to convert a man advantage. Credit to Hate to really crack open that bracket side and cause that rotation. So 5 alive for Mythic. And yeah, MarKE should get the A4. CJ with his A1S. And no harm, no foul.
All right, pal, and I got to ask you the question. It's going to be a lot of controversy, though.
Yeah.
A1S or A4?
Look, man, I was such a big A4 proponent. I play more anchor roles. And I've just found that I've got to hang up the mouse in terms of using the A4 because I can't spray. I can't spray. So I'm the little nooblet that uses the A1S now. I'm ashamed to admit it.
Hey, that's okay. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. First step is admitting, so it's good. It's all good. But yeah, you know, I feel like even with the nerfs and like the adjustments, I mean, definitely both rifles are close. So okay, but things are not looking a little good here because I mean, a Molotov is just roasting alive both the Abadir brothers. So not what you want here if you're on Team Mythic, but looking good here for the downside. And like you said, that utility, look at how much is being dispensed of already.
What? Random flash spam from Carson to finish off Freakazoid. But again, Hate, he's been a real nuisance in Boiler, doing a lot of good work here. Nobody to actually greet him this time around. So they back off. Hate looks for potentially maybe an apps aggression. Okay, he doesn't even go for that. They're just going to congregate in this 4v5. Try to burst in, but Carson and bwills are here. They actually have another smoke to stall potential pit. Could just go straight gray screen through this. 35 seconds on the clock. And if they wait on this, I mean, it's going to be like 10 seconds left. So they've really got to get their jets on here.
Yeah, they got to get moving too. And look at that spam that's coming in. Even Carson does a bit more damage, softening it up. He does actually find that kill too. And like you said, time is ticking. 19 seconds. bwills takes down the bomb carrier. Hate with another double. That's huge. So this might be just enough time for them to get the bomb down. 10 seconds left. It's him with a 1-on-3. This is for the ace. Clutch. He's able to find CJ. He overexposes himself. So now things get a little bit interesting. Hate going to be able to peek on through, but he gets taken out by MarKE. No dreams coming alive here. But man, is it scrappy.
Man, if he had a little bit of HP after that fight with CJ, perhaps he would have been on for it. MarKE luckily spins there. Oh, it got real dicey. My goodness, Nouns should be thanking their lucky stars that didn't go awry. But credit to Hate, man. This guy is on one right now. 18 and 10, 14 rounds deep. ADR 117. You love to see it. We needed that kind of younger core of Mythic to step up and help out the likes of Cooper after what he produced on Anubis. And I think we finally found that individual to step up. Now, is it going to be enough? We're going to need a little bit more from some of these other players.
Yeah, somebody needs to come alive here, especially now. I mean, we're getting close to the end point of this first half. Look at how fast that, Cynic does get that kill. Freak with a good trade back, though. They're going to put their attention back into this banana hit. And they're going to commit to this. I mean, Freak's already, just essentially just burning all the utility he can. Re-smokes onto CT. I think there might be a bit of a gap. bwills takes him out. Yeah, there's a bit of a mistake. And Nouns, they just capitalize, but okay. Things get a little bit more awkward. Cooper going to commit to this plant with plenty of time. Cynic doesn't have the scope in, so they don't necessarily know he's there. And Cooper now, tough situation, but he does find that first, and he does hit the leg. Oh, goodness, the kneecap's gone, but MarKE's still standing.
Brutal. Such a brutal clutch attempt from Cooper. Hits all the shots required, but it's not enough. It isn't the body shot. And Nouns get themselves a 9th. I mean, look, man, this scoreline is very deceiving here. So many opportunities for Mythic to get back into this, but somehow Nouns are kind of firmly in the lead, looking for that double digits, but it's a hard-fought one here, lads. It's a hard-fought one.
Yeah, it really is. I definitely agree with you. I don't think the score is definitely painting the full picture. I don't even understand.
God.
Oh, he just dry peeks that. He just swings it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, people are dropping.
Whew.
Hate's getting headshots. He's hit 20 kills now.
Oh!
He's finding a 21st. He is trying to get a 6th round gain here. I mean, a 2-2. It is just one player sitting in Big Pit. That is going to be MarKE. He's been doing well in this position. HE's just crunch him down to 39. He's going to go right back into what he does before. The high ground works out for him for another duel. And there we go. A 10-5. We're going to see you for that second half.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well, we got double digits here for Nouns going into this third map into the second half, and we'll have to see if Nouns have enough gas in the tank to push this thing to 16. Laz and Paladin take you through this one last ride.
The CT side of Nouns is always one that is very hit or miss, and luckily for them, they are able to find double digits by fighting tooth and nail. This is the side where they do their best work, their most aggressive, most brash work, and it always works out wonders, especially in the region of NA. So look to them to have a bit of an easier time here. They've still got to get things done, though. Make it easier on themselves or put themselves in a winning position with this pistol. Shut out Mythic from this series. And MarKE gets the opener. 2 more players to deal with on this A side, but they can propel their way in.
Cooper playing the close angle too, but again, it's just not more than one, but I mean, this is a good pickup into this site. Bomb's going to go down. I mean, again, this is a tough situation. Freak's going to be in library, right? But the long rotate coming in from Truck Lover. No kit from both of them too, so this is all about them finding these kills early on. I mean, Nouns, they can honestly just burn the clock, and this should be theirs.
There is a kit on long, but Freakazoid can't even get out of library to pick that up. I mean, he's basically a dead man at that point. CJ actually does offer up a duel, but Carson's there to help out, and that's basically all she wrote. Freakazoid wants nothing to do with this. He wants to save onto that armor, potentially invest a little bit heavily into this following, but he can't even do that. MarKE takes his head clean off, and an 11th on the board for Nouns, 5 away to confirm themselves at 3-0 start in this season of ECL.
Well, we talked about this before, like you said. I mean, this is, both these teams are undefeated right now, but could be an opportunity where Nouns can, kind of sit on top of the throne with a 3-0, maybe. But Mythic, they have been able to make comebacks. I mean, now they're going to put a lot of money into this one. They realize they're in a big deficit. They got to do something a little bit different. Full armor pistols with the scout of Cooper. No kits, but they're going to try to see if these 5-7s can work. Maybe these close angles. That flash could be big. It does land the first kill, but it's not more than that here for Freak. Now it's just going to be Truck Lover. He's by himself. He's got a little bit of utility, though, Paladin. He might be able to stop them just a bit. But Nouns, they're just going to flush him out with these molly. This is an uncomfortable situation for him.
And now he's just stuck on that smoking pillar. No matter how much he jiggles, there will always be something that is exposed. And Nouns capitalizes. CJ gets the plant. And Mythic, they don't want anything to do with it. They realize that there is no way back into this one. Save our weaponry. Try at hand again in round number 17. Yeah, I got there eventually. Actually, no, 18. Oh, God.
Oh, there you go. That's why you don't do the math. You can't do it. You can't do it live. You're always going to mess it up. That's okay.
I feel like I've done it at least once a broadcast with you. I never learned.
I know, and I was gonna say it, but I'm like, maybe I won't. But then you brought up, I'm like, yeah, that's true. That's okay. That's all right. It'll get better from here. We only go up.
A barrel spotted here from Cooper, and MarKE gets a free Mac 10 kill.
Oh man, it's so entertaining watching MarKE because like just his movement and the way he gets some of his kills. Sometimes you're just like, oh, okay, yeah. That's a MarKE peak right there. Yeah. Just a good old Ferrari peak and just done and out.
Makes their round number 18 a lot more easier now that they don't have the threat of the scout here. 5-7 retained from Freakazoid and 5-7 retained from Hate. More importantly, armor retained. So if they are able to scoop up a gun, there is potency behind it. But a couple of flashbangs just spoils the party completely here. And Freak goes down, and so does Hate. But it doesn't really matter where Nouns chooses to go. I don't think they can make a wrong decision at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just against a 5-7 is the biggest threat right now. Yeah, there it is. They're just spamming through all smokes. They're just having a bit of a firing range. They don't care at all. Flom. He's on an impossible mission. The lurk coming in here from MarKE. And there it is. Another Mac 10 kill. $8,300 he's sitting at right now. That is insane.
And only 3 rounds played and a half, right? So so many opportunities now for Nouns to march themselves over to 16. Even if this one goes sour, there's just so many more opportunities. They're actually going to bonus into this one. So any damage they do here is going to be fantastic. Eight actually has a vest as well. So no helmet on him could spell disaster. Maybe something a little bit pacier here from Nouns, but they decided against it. Standard default from here. They try and take banana control. Arson actually does a good amount of damage to Cooper, but not the frag.
Well, and even MarKE, I mean, look at this now. He's creeping through this in apartments. And I mean, Cooper, like you said, is really low. Skin of his teeth. He's down to 9. Does take him out, though. So it doesn't matter if he has 100 or 9 HP. He's still able to pick up some good kills. Molly doesn't connect to him, so he's got the high ground. Playing the old Skadoodle box, but no. He's caught with an HE, and good trades coming back. And Nouns, man, they just clean up this house.
I mean, what trades from these guys? Surely it should be calmed over that they are low, but no kits on this retake. Full belt of utility on Flom. He's got to be on point with this, and I think he should be able to nade out Cynic. Oh, it just dodges death there. He does have the AWP in his grasp, but Bomb is not planted in an ideal position here.
Yeah, big defuse too. Cynic, I mean, the fact he gets that, man, nice. Man, the 1-2 punch, man, it's looking good. And Nouns, they're looking clean on this T side. I mean, Mythic, they tried to do what they could there, but even with the trades, even finding Cooper getting 2 kills, it's just not enough.
Yeah, I really like that utility usage from Flom. He was well aware of where the bomb was planted. The molly was great, but unfortunately, the nade was not quick enough to end Cynic. So he gets into the back of default, and once he is able to do that, I mean, again, AWP health does not matter. We saw what Cooper was able to do, and the round quickly falls apart into the 2v2. An opportunity, again, missed from Mythic, and it is 14-5, and there is a severe outclassing here on the second half, but I'll tell you that Mythic really kept it close throughout this map, and it's not over, of course. There's still buys here for them, but a lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas.
Well, I mean, that's what we were kind of talking about in the first half. I mean, the score really wasn't painting the full picture. I mean, a lot of those rounds came down to, you know, like 1vx situations or 2vx situations that just didn't go the way for Mythic. It came really close. They were nitty-gritty rounds, but now we're just starting to see Nouns. Man, they're just popping off a little bit. Some good reply coming back though for Mythic. I mean, a couple little kills, giving them a little bit of an awakening. But MarKE just drops down from apartments and takes him out, and right back to a 3-3.
Yeah, Flom actually pushes long, so he does catch the timing on the bomb carrier of Cynic. So this 2v3 is a little dicey, but they still have that long smoke up, and it leaves them a free fight into short. Bomb does go down, but a very similar situation. Very low players on this site, but no utility belt and no kits. So it's got to be the frags, and it's got to be the timing. Truck Lover is not able to spot out Carson's head, and it's just Freakazoid. The crossfire is just too strong. You can't break it, and it's match and map point for Nouns.
Yeah, it's looking beautiful. I'm going to be honest. I mean, Nouns have just, you know, put themselves in a way more, you know, championship form. I feel like they definitely looked a little bit scrambled in the beginning. I mean, they still won that first half pretty convincingly, but I mean, there was some big fights and some close rounds. But this whole second half, man, I don't know what happened during that break, but something's happened. Sempus maybe saying, man, you don't have to. Yeah, maybe it was Anubis. Maybe Sempus said you don't have to do push-ups after this. I don't know if you guys win. Maybe things are just whatever he said, whatever the sweet whispers were. Man, it is just working.
Well,
maybe not this round though.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to close it out here. CJ is in a very, very difficult 1v4. Basically being boxed in from all angles. He's gonna have to go aggressive and try to make this a little easier for himself. He does get the first on a Truck Lover and nearly the second on a Flom, but he was being boxed in by Cooper, and Freakazoid was coming through long. So all's good. 6th round for Mythic. But yeah, man, I don't know if it was Semphis that kind of kicked them in a high gear there, or whether it was just Cynic rallying the troops, trying to lead from example after that Mirage, but it is a completely revitalized team, and this is kind of what we were expecting off the rip.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's good to see too, because I mean, again, I think Mirage, I mean, definitely was a team effort, but Cynic definitely, you know, was pushing that 30 kill mark. Whereas right now, I feel like it's pretty spread out nicely, right? I mean, bwills and Carson are sitting at 20 each, and MarKE right behind them. So definitely a lot more of a, you know, an even contribution, I think, with these frags. It definitely makes a bit of a difference. And now they're just going to try to barrel into this banana control. Truck Lever gets caught with a lot of utility. The P90 rush. Oh my goodness. Man, they're trying to end it in style.
I can't actually find the necessary kill. 3 players initially on this stack. Cooper aggresses in apartments, doesn't see anything, but MarKE is still sticking around. This round is definitely not over, even in the 3v4. Cooper actually swings out on a mid. Can't convert the shot on a Cynic and has to fall back. He sticks on a porch. But with his apartment's control taken, perhaps there's a little room. Cooper actually capitalizes on Cynic's aggression, and maybe this is another round for Mythic. It's going to be quite difficult to get rid of this AWP at this point.
Oh, that's a good shot. I mean, that was a little bit of jiggle coming in from bwills, just trying to see what he could do, but now it's all down to MarKE. 1 on 4, and doesn't have that smoke, but the bomb, look at where it's planted, right? It is just dead center for 2 CTs. Takes a lot of damage for that fight. So he's very wounded for this one. Does spot one of the players. And already now Freak's doing a slow climb into the backside of apartments as well. So he's getting kind of crunched. I mean, this is a tough one for him to get out of. High ground. Quick jiggle comes in again. I believe that was from Mr. Cooper. And there it is. The brother to get the trade. And Mythic, hold on, man.
And hold on for dear life. One more buy left in the tank here for Nouns, if they so choose. Cynic has bought the P90 again. They really just want to crush the hopes and dreams of Mythic with an ugly, ugly gun. But it's not a pretty buy. Deagle on MarKE, Technon on CJ, and Mythic have everything they could ask for. They're going to try this banana take again.
Trying everything they can, and no, they're just going to wait for this. But I mean, Freak's close on buy. I think he's going to pull back on this, and this is the right call.
Ooh, nade.
Yeah, it's a bit short, though. I was thinking he was going to do the long throw. That could have been dangerous. A lot of utility again, though. I mean, this is utility central here on the banana side, and it's just getting burned quickly. I mean, 1:19. Look what's left.
They don't even get top car off of that, right? Like they throw the retake banana utility, and it forces bwills' hand. He isn't able to actually convert, even though Freakazoid offers up his little noggin, and that forces Nouns kind of have to sit on this. No brackets control, no apps control either. Cooper is fully lodged in. So Carson's looking for this entry, but look at this read. 3 players here on this B bomb site. It's going to be a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, Carson does have the utility, but the swing comes in from Freak. I was a little bit worried about that. A little bit questionable in my opinion, but it works out. And now Flom with the big old swing. He's able to find more. MarKE, 30 seconds with an AWP, something you don't typically see him with. A little bit of a misstep. He's trying to catch them off guard. He can find these 2 isolated duels. He might be able to get himself a sight, but no, Freak's going to take him out. Good trade comes back. Op retrieve for Cooper. And here we go again. And this might be, I mean, I don't know. Do we see Nouns go for the big old purchase again? Probably, just based on what we've seen in this best of 3, but I kind of hope not.
Yeah. And now, finally, Nouns have to take another save. It's not going to be over just yet. Going to go to banana once more, and it gets even uglier. Freakazoid racks them up. 3 for him before he goes down. Truck Lover here to close it out. And a nice swift little eco there. A couple upgrades from Truck Lover, and the comeback continues. 6 more rounds to do it all over again.
All back to it again. I mean, this is where, I mean, if we see Mythic pull up this round, I mean, this puts it, you know, back in double digits. Won't say the what could happen yet, but double digits definitely makes things a little bit more interesting, Paladin, in terms of comebacks.
Definitely. That is the magic number 10. But that doesn't stop Mythic from playing their own game. Aggressive app setup here with Cooper and Hate, but they aren't actually able to hold on to it. That Molotov, or sorry, the flash rather, from the T's scares them away. And this time, Nouns have gotten what they've came for. They've taken all of Banana, and now they're looking for brackets control. Cooper is now in the short side. Not actually trained on getting a kill this time around, but finally actually fights through the flames. Gets his kill on a Cynic into the 5v4, but Nouns are biting at the bit to just pounce onto this A site.
Good molly, and now Carson should be able to jump out, but Cooper's got something else in store here. He's got a different plan. 3 players from Mythic just clustered in this site. A 5-on-3, a big advantage right now for Mythic. MarKE's going to drop down. He's made a lot of noise, so they have the Q. Flom not able to get that shot, actually, surprisingly. He's down to
Oh no.
a couple more bullets, and there we go. Now I think they just pick up these kills. A big mistake from Flom, and man, this has turned it into Truck Lover on a 1-on-2.
Oh, this is just so difficult now. I mean, sure, these players are low, but a crossfire can be established. Long is smoked off as well. And MarKE just hops up onto the double box and does get traded out. But bwills is too fast on the trigger. It took a little bit of time, but Nouns convert the final map. And we spoke about it in the veto. We talked about how difficult it was going to be for Mythic to get it over the line. And yes, they convert that Hail Mary pick of Anubis. But Mirage, Inferno, this is Nouns' home turf.